Hello there, you're welcome to your favorite and number one current affairs show in the world. Yeah, argue with your key parts. The Opinion Show right here on VNTV. My name is Eugene Evans and I'll be doing this with...
And I am Okoma Gifty. It's that time of the week we talk about trending issues happening around us as well as politics in Africa. Let's go into the headlines for today. The community stakeholders of Nigeria in Ghana has held a press conference meeting to discuss about the demolition of Nigerian building that took place at the High Commission residence right here in Accra. The Secretary to the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Mr. Boss Mustafa, has urged Nigerians not to be scared to come out to test for the coronavirus.
And of course, later on, we'll have a guest join us for us to talk about the importance of financial literacy during this COVID-19 period. These and many more we are going to touch on right here on your favorite show, The Opinion Show. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, you already know how we do it.
Welcome back from that quick break. We are all aware of the demolition of a Nigerian property that took place at the High Commission residence right here in Accra, Ghana. We are so fortunate to have one of the stakeholders who happened to be present at the press conference that was held at the Nigerian Embassy yesterday. His name is Mr. Chike Okafor. But before we put Mr. Chike Okafor on the call, let's see this video.
Okay, thank you. My name is Louis Uche Willem Okori, the Vice President of Nigerian Community in Ghana. On what has been happening, we received invitation from our High Commission here, our mission here in Ghana. They have been able to address us on developments, how they have been able to follow up the Regrettable Act. And they have presented some facts to us. And they have addressed us for everybody to remain calm and law-abiding, that the issue is being handled at a diplomatic settings level. So we Nigerians, we are law-abiding, so we have heard them, we have heeded their advice, and we are going back to our various destinations, hoping that these things will be followed up and resolved in a way that whatever wrong had been done will be righted.
It's very regrettable and quite unfortunate, the current incident so far, the demolition of the Nigerian mission house. It's quite regrettable and unfortunate. We consider that a violation of territorial integrity and the boundaries of Nigeria, which is a clear violation of international entities. So, however, we have come here today to interact with our mission, our High Commissioner, to understand the fact on the ground and to know what steps have been taken so far to bring the matter under control. So that is the reason why we came here today. So we've interacted and we've have a very nice section with our Commissioner. And we can say confidently that that incident was a clear breach and a clear violation. And also, we also understand that the matter is being handled government to government level. And we believe and hope that the issue will be resolved amicably and a peace we return. And
hello, Mr. Chike.
Morning.
Morning, please. Nice having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Mr. Chike, you happen to be present in the press conference that took place yesterday at the Nigerian Embassy. Am I correct?
Yes, please.
Okay, Mr. Chike, what was the conclusion of the matter on the demolished building?
The conclusion we draw at the moment is to stick to what our High Commissioner here in Ghana briefed us from her meeting a day before, which is last 2 days, with the Ministry of Land and some agencies from our host nation.
Okay.
They had a meeting where our High Commission had to present the document which proved that Nigerian High Commission is legally supposed to be there at intent. So, waiting for the appropriate quarter they need.
Okay, so whilst we are actually waiting for that response from them, now I don't know if you've actually heard or seen the response from the paramount chief, the super paramount chief. Have you heard his response to the demolition, saying that, well, just in case you haven't heard, well, he was actually saying that you people actually don't have a permit to actually build on the land.
Also, Paramount Chief, if I am so well informed, is not the ministry that gives a permit for building in Ghana. Permits are processed through the ministry, and the ministry has given a permit to Nigerian High Commission to Ghana, which the documents are with our High Commission, and the legitimate agreement made between the two nations are made available to us, which proves that yes, there is a complete permit for that building to be erected there, and that building has been there for at least 7 years now. From what the Osu Paramount Chief and his council are saying, that there was no building there and they allocated the land to somebody else just last year. That is not true.
Right.
To happen, that building has been there for at least 7 years now, going into the 8th year. There are people living around there too. There are other offices. So you can easily do your secret investigation through them.
Right. We'll definitely have some development there, or we'll do some checks there, so we get abreast with what the truth actually is. But what do you think this whole demolition exercise, or whatever is actually happening, what message do you think is sending across to Nigerians back home, and even those Nigerians living here in Ghana?
To be very honest with you, we have been very saddened because the message is giving us is not a positive one, if I should be very honest with you. It makes us feel unsafe. If for any reason, unquote, unknown individual could have the audacity to step into Nigerian embassy, a missionary house, which is supposed to be a site to everybody,
right,
and demolish it without any dialogue between government officials, it makes average Nigerian man on the street to be very much afraid of his life.
Right.
In Ghana. You know, that makes us to go back and think about so many other issues that we are facing and we've been facing presently in Ghana. It looks like we are not welcome anymore.
Right.
That is the fear it gives to the heart of average Nigerian. You know.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, about that. Sir, we happened to be present at the press conference that was held at the embassy yesterday, and a whole lot of stakeholders were actually expressing their displeasures about the locked shops, like the Nigerians locked shop at Circle, Accra. Is that true?
Yes, it is true, because those are part of the fears that I'm talking about. You know, our shops, when I say we Nigerians, our brothers doing business at Accra, Kwame Nkrumah Circle, precisely. The shops have been locked since 1st day of December 2019 until this present hour that I'm talking to you. The shops are still under lock.
Wow.
Though some people who call themselves concerned citizens of Ghana came to reopen the shops last 2 weeks, Monday precisely. The Kuta people at Circle, which took it upon themselves to lock the shops, went ahead to relock it again. You know, even after they told us that, yes, I have set up the Nigerian task force to look into the matter, they still went ahead to lock it. They were not locked initially. And they are not government agency, they are not law enforcement.
Exactly.
They are not any arm of government for them to be locking people's shops. They are just neighbors in the market with this same Nigerians. And they were trying to lock up the shops illegally.
Exactly.
They just broke the key, but the police stepped in when there was a lot of brouhaha.
Okay.
To safeguard life and property, that's the work of police. They asked the Nigerians to leave. The Nigerians having there. You know,
That's
life very difficult, and
exactly.
we just feel that yes, we are not welcomed again. But
right.
I believe Nigeria and Ghana have the best of relations.
Absolutely.
In terms of diplomatic level. So
No, but I'm actually curious. I want to know, you know, in as much as we're talking about the demolition, you stated that at the end of the meeting and all, you finally you guys sent it to the right quarters to actually look into it and all of that. Let's talking about the lock shops also. Did you guys in any way touch on the lock shops, the issue on the lock shops also there when you guys held the meeting? I just want to know.
At the meeting, we chipped in with that because there's no way you will have 600 plus shops locked and people will not talk about it in these circumstances.
And what was the response? What was the response?
Talk about it.
And what was the response to that one too?
The High Commission gave us assurance that they will handle it on diplomatic level because the issue here is that the Kuta are fighting some parts of the constitution that not permit Nigerians to trade in Ghana. And I'm saying Nigerians, they are still foreigners, but why I keep saying Nigerians, that presently as I'm talking to you, I'll tell you whatever I'm saying, you go back and do your investigation.
Right.
People right now, let the shops are open.
All right.
Shops are open. It's only Nigeria. What is it so we don't know? So we are seeing it that there is somebody who has something special. So they are fighting some law, but we want them to handle it on that diplomatic level.
Exactly.
Because our brothers and sisters, Ghanaians, are in Nigeria and they are free doing their trading and doing their business. Nobody is harassing
Exactly.
them. So we're only asking for Nigerians to be treated fairly,
Exactly.
to the same measure of peace and love enjoyed over there.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for your time, and I understand your frustration and all, and I just hope that just as you have said that they will actually look into it, and I just hope that indeed they look into it and the right people or the people who actually did this are actually brought to books. Thank you so much for your time for joining us today.
Thank you so much. I do pray so because we wish to have justice. We are all clamoring for it, and that will be the only thing that will clear our fears that we are still welcome and safe in this country.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That was Mr. Chike Okafor, who happens to be present at the press conference that was held yesterday at the embassy. Talking about this same demolition, you see, I don't get why you would come at 1 a.m. midnight to demolish the building.
My issue here is, you know, and I'm so excited that we actually called this man.
Yeah.
Because when I heard the news about the Paramount Chief of Osu coming out to say that they don't have permits to build and all of that, then I was actually questioning that, okay, then why are they complaining then? But listening to the fact that this building has actually been erected for about close to 7 years. Is it getting to 7 years now?
Yeah.
And if indeed they don't have a permit, no one actually confronted them, so they got to the roofing. In fact, they're actually done with the roof. They said they are left with windows also for them to actually come in and that. But it speaks a lot about our system here in Ghana.
Yeah.
Because why can just a normal person walk and
into
say that, you know what, this is what I think, I have the authority to bring down your building, and then the person brings down a building, and because you're a foreigner, you cannot say anything to it.
It's not just any building. It's not just anyhow building.
You know, what we get to forget that a high commission of another country is actually a representation of that country. So whatever you do to that building, it is not just a building there. You are actually doing it to a whole country. So I just hope that the ministry and the government will really look into this. Talking about the shops and all of that, quite very sad on their people from nowhere. I mean, come and they say we are closing shops, and then they call themselves concerns, whatever citizens or whatever, and no one has questioned them up until now. I feel this is unfair on the side of Nigerians, and I feel this is not cool at all. And for me, I feel that if we are always shouting Black Lives Matter,
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter and all of that. You know, that's why the other time we're speaking about the Black Lives Matter, I always say that even within ourselves, we don't even appreciate ourselves. We don't love ourselves. Like he's saying rightly that when you go to Nigeria, there are Ghanaians also working there.
Yeah, yeah.
So what if they also say that because you are also treating Nigerians this way here, then we also do same to them? Then it becomes another
problem.
And again,
I saw them wearing a hashtag Nigerian Lives Matter too, because this thing happening right now shows a whole lot of I don't know, negativity. It has a whole lot of message to pass to Nigerians. Even in Nigeria, they'll be like, oh, if we are not accepted in Ghana, that we because Nigeria, I believe Nigeria and Ghana has this relationship.
Almost everything
have this brotherly thing between the two of them. So this kind of thing happening is actually sending a bad message to Nigerians and the whole Ghana in general. I just pray that the government should do something about this.
Absolutely, like the fact that aside the statement that the Foreign Affairs here in Ghana, the ministry here in Ghana has actually issued, the president of Ghana has also, you know,
sent an
apology to the president of Nigeria, Buhari, and that's the way to go, because I feel that if you don't do that at the top, then trust me, it will get to a place where we cannot go to Nigeria comfortably to do our own thing as Ghanaians, and they can't also come here, and which is not healthy for all of us anyways.
Enough of the demolition of the building. Let's go into Nigeria. The secretary to the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Mr. Boss Mustafa, has actually urged Nigerians. He's begging you people not to be afraid of coming out to test the coronavirus, to have a test for the coronavirus. And in a way, I understand the feelings of Nigerians here. I understand how they feel.
Right.
Because when we are all having our phones, we see what is going on the internet. Like, technology has made it so easy that we know what is going on around the world. We can actually see videos of people at the isolation centers. They don't give them treatment. They do anyhow they like that. They don't actually take care of them. So they have this feeling that if I come out to test for this COVID-19 and unfortunately I'm tested positive, then I would have to be there, and all those shitty things they do there would be to be done to me. So they are kind of scared. Instead of coming out to test for it, though some people are actually showing symptoms, but they wouldn't come out because of the level at which the people take care of them at the isolation.
So I think we just have to make the place, you know, everything
more
actually
conducive,
comfortable for them. Do you know that even, you know, in Ghana here, one of the sport journalists actually also contracted the virus, Gary Smith.
Wow.
And yes, but he has actually taken it upon himself whilst in the isolation center to actually speak on issues, especially the experiences, his experience there. And he has brought a lot of things to light. I mean, he went to the place and then he even spoke about the fact that some of the frontliners, the health workers, are not treated right. They are not giving food and all of that. And then eventually got people bringing them food. And then also he spoke about the fact that even those that have recovered and are free to actually go home are scared to actually go home because they are scared that because of stigma, their own family,
the stigma from that
exactly
place,
from their family, and then they are regretting even telling their family about it. You get it. So I think that once you make it comfortable for the people and let them know that, you know what, when you get the virus, it is not a death warrant. It is not a death.
I think making the place conducive for them speaks has a whole lot of impact to me, because I think before now we had a person, one of the people that came in from Nigeria that was quarantined and all that. His experiences he shared with us was actually a good one.
Exactly.
You understand? He was like, they were feeding them and they were taking care of them. If it's the same case in Nigeria, I don't think people will be withholding the test and all that.
I think it's all about the education. Let people know that it is not a death warrant. Like I'm speaking about the Gary Smith guy. I mean, he still looks healthy, just like all of us seated here. But he's not showing the symptom. You know, there are people who actually have the virus, but they're not showing the symptoms. And then he speaks so well, but he's actually under treatment. So once people know that this is not a death warrant, so go there and check, because it's better to at least know your status.
Know your status.
Because there are lots of people out there that don't show symptoms. So I feel like you're saying, let's make the place conducive for them. Let people come out easily to speak on the issues. And then also, Gary Smith also made quite an interesting, he raised an interesting issue.
Yeah.
Now, he said that, you know, unlike the HIV virus and when you contract it, so I mean, people can actually come out and say that this person actually has it. They come out and all of that. That's if they are willing to actually disclose their identity and all of that. He feels that maybe we should stop hiding the people who actually have the virus. Maybe you should let them, so that people will see that
It's
is a
normal
normal thing,
yeah.
not necessarily a death warrant. Allow people to come out to speak like Gary Smith is doing. You know, people who have recovered, let them come out to speak and all of that. It will make it very
More
comfortable for someone to
everybody.
actually walk into any center to get tested or whatsoever. And once that's the case, then I feel that Nigerians will be comfortable to come out. So once we are telling them and urging them to, we should put our works or our actions to work also and make them feel comfortable. Let them know that, you know what, this is not the end of life. Once you get it, you can be treated. Unfortunately, I heard in the president of Ghana's last address, I mean, he mentioned the fact that now the new thing from the WHO guidelines is actually that, you know, when you are actually taken to the isolation center, you are treated even after 14 days and you don't show any symptoms and you are being recovered. You can even go home and you can't even infect it to another person. You know, so once you have an education of about the whole thing and knowing that, you know, at the end of the day, even when you are tested positive, you get treated correctly and all of that. It makes it easier for everyone. So
please, if you are showing symptoms, don't be scared, don't be afraid. Yes, yes, Nigeria might be very whatever way you can actually say it, but you can, the change starts from you can go there and you're like, oh, this is not cool, this is not cool, this is not done right. You make videos, bring it online, then actions will be taken.
I mean, just like the journalist is actually doing there. I mean, you get it, you go there. I mean, go get tested. I mean, that's the way. If you feel that you don't feel okay about, I mean, you feel that you're experiencing all the symptoms and all. My brother, my sister, if you don't go, you end up dying without getting treated.
You have yourself to blame.
Anyway, let's go for a quick break. When we come back, don't forget that we'll be talking about the importance of financial literacy during this COVID-19 period. We'll be right back with more.
Hi everyone, considering the current global pandemic COVID-19, also known as coronavirus, I entreat every one of us to take proper precautions.
The virus spreads from human contact with animals as well as human to human.
When it comes to human transmission of the virus, it often happens when one comes into contact with an infected person's secretions. These are some precautionary measures to take.
We urge each and everyone to make conscious effort to wash both hands with soap and the running water regularly.
Use alcohol-based hand sanitizers as many times as possible.
Cough and sneeze inside tissue paper, aka toilet roll, and throw them immediately. Don't use handkerchief 2 times.
Use surgical nose masks whenever stepping into public places and dispose immediately you return. Avoid touching your face and practice social distancing.
Symptoms include, but not limited to, the following:
fever, sneezing,
dry cough, running nose,
difficulty in breathing.
If you experience any of these symptoms, contact the emergency health line in your country.
No panic, they say make una not spread fear.
Stay clean, stay safe, this too shall pass. All right, so you're welcome back from that break. If you just joined us, this is still the Opinion Show right here on VNTV. Now, once we usually think about how we all can stay safe during this COVID-19 period, have you ever sat down to actually think about the impact of the pandemic on our finances? What are the right financial decisions we can make during this period, and how are we even adjusting our spending plans? Well, this is the discussion we'll be having, and we are humbled to be joined in the studios by a financial literacy advocate, an author, financial educator, and of course the executive director of Center for Financial Literacy Education Africa. He goes by the name Peter Kwejo Asarenyako. You're welcome.
Hi.
Oh, why you don't make happy see you come here?
Oh, I make happy. I make happy. I'm glad to be here, and exactly. It's an opportunity to share your thoughts with the world, and then help people make sound financial decisions in this unprecedented times.
Right. Now, this is exactly what you said some time ago, and I quote on one of your pages, your financial pages. Now, you said, earning money won't help anyone with bad financial habits. If you're unable to save anything from your current income, it's highly unlikely you will save anything with more income. Kindly share more light on that.
Okay, sure. When it comes to saving or in the financial sector, it's all boiled down to habit.
Right.
So if you haven't developed that lifestyle, that savings lifestyle, so let's say if you are making 10 cedis and you are not able to save 1 cedi from that 10 cedis, when you get 10,000 Ghana cedis, you'll not be able to save even a penny of that. So you have to develop that habit. It should be a habit. Without habit, you cannot do something. We are good at what we do because we learnt it over time. So savings is a habit, and I believe people need to develop that savings lifestyle before they can save.
So basically, it's not about how much you're being paid,
but how much you are able to keep.
Right.
And for you to be able to keep money, you need to develop the habit for it. So it's a lifestyle.
Okay.
Okay. Now, let's talk about. I usually hear people say financial goal, financial goal. What exactly is a financial goal, and why must everyone have one, especially during this period of COVID-19?
Okay. When we talk about financial goal should be specific.
Right.
But I believe, I see that most of us don't have financial goal. We have financial dreams.
Explain that.
So financial dreams are things we hope for.
Right.
So someone want to be a millionaire. Someone want to build a master's, like have a master's degree. Someone want to build a large apartment. That's a fantasy.
Right.
That's something we all hope for. Right. But when you talk about financial goal is something you have planned for.
Right.
So it's a well laid down procedure
to
what you want to achieve.
Right.
So let's say if your financial goal is to start a business, first of all, you need to know the target amount that you need to start that business. And then you need to know the duration, the period. And then you need to take action towards that. So let's say if you want to start a fashion shop in 6 months' time, and you need 6,000 Ghana cedis for that, you need to know how you are going to achieve that 6,000 Ghana cedis. So let's say every month I'm going to save 1,000 Ghana cedis. So this is a laid down procedure. So this becomes your goal.
Right.
So goals are things we have planned for. If you want to be a millionaire, you need to know your financial freedom number.
Wow.
Financial freedom number.
Tell us about that number.
Tell us about that number. So financial freedom number is the amount of money you want to have in your account before you go on retirement.
Okay.
And when you want to retire. So let's say if you want to retire at the age of 45.
Right.
How much do you want to retire at the age of 45 with?
Right. Yeah.
So you need to know that. And then you need to plan towards that.
Okay.
You need to know different kinds of investments you will do to hit that amount. But people say, oh, I want to retire at the age of 45. I want to, but they don't know.
What exactly are you retiring to? What are you falling back on once you retire, right?
Sure.
So during this period, talking about the financial goal and all of that, we're still on the financial goal anyways. During this period, why must each one of us have a financial goal?
Okay, so looking at this COVID-19, you know, most of us, we didn't plan for COVID-19.
Exactly.
We didn't know something was going to happen.
Yeah.
And we have been catch up in this whole pandemic, and most of us are panicking, we are scared. But I believe this is the time for plan and preparation.
Right.
Okay.
We need to decide our needs.
Be intentional about it.
Decide your needs. In this season, what do you need? So once you know your needs, you'll be able to plan for where you want to be. And then we need to know where we want to go. So first, you need to get real with your financial situation. How much you are worth now. How much is your account now. Because if you don't know that, you can't plan and prepare. So you need to know how much you have in your account. Decide your needs and then plan for where you want to go.
Right. I think that's the way to go.
Sure.
I'm sure you should have something to ask him.
Yes, please. Talking about the our financial obligations.
Okay.
So how do we reduce the stress, like our debts and our expenses during this coronavirus pandemic?
Okay, so I think COVID-19 has really impacted businesses and individuals.
Yeah.
So for us to actually reduce our expenses, first we need to become familiar with our financial situation. So let's say before COVID-19, how much were you earning? And in the midst of COVID-19, how much are you earning now?
Okay.
I believe most of us, our income has reduced.
Yeah.
Our income has reduced. So we need to know, we need to find the difference. So let's say after COVID-19, I was earning 10,000 cedis. But now, because of COVID-19, I'm earning 5,000 cedis.
Right.
Yeah.
So once you know this, you have become familiar with your income side. And then you need to know your expenses side as well.
Right.
How much were you incurring after COVID-19? How much are you spending now?
Yeah.
So once you know this, the two difference, now deduct your expenses from your income.
Okay.
You will know where you stand.
Right.
So once you know this, you can decide to either increase your income or decrease
the way you spend
your expenses. And I believe we have to increase our income.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So how do we go about it? How do we adjust our spending plans? You know, because I mean, like you're saying, this is not this. We are in a trying moment,
Sure.
unconventional period,
Sure.
and like you're saying, COVID-19 has taken a toll on businesses. I mean, we are seeing businesses either falling off or they are trying to stay afloat and all of that. As
Sure.
an individual, now how do we adjust our spending plans? So that you know that, yes, this is a need, all right, but you know what? Because we are in a trying moment, maybe
Sure.
I have to push it aside.
Sure.
You know, there's this saying I read somewhere that when you don't know your needs become your wants,
wants,
and
yeah.
debt becomes your bosom
Sure.
friend.
Sure.
So, how do we go about it?
Okay, so like I said earlier, you need to decide your needs. You need to know what is important in the midst of COVID-19, what is important to you. And then give your money a mission.
Okay, I think I like that one.
Give your money a mission. If any amount that goes out of your pocket must
have a reason why it's going
yes,
out.
must have a purpose.
Yeah.
So once you give your money a mission, one, you don't overspend.
Wow.
And you don't spend to impress.
I think that's the thing, because I wanted to.
If right now, this is what you're saying,
might not be.
we the ladies, we are in a big problem.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That because I feel that someone's mission for the money, yeah, you might have the mission, but like she's saying, ladies, probably my mission is to have a Peruvian hair, a Brazilian hair, and all. You said I should go for a synthetic hair.
Like really?
I mean, go for the Peruvian hair, but make sure you are earning more money to cover.
So in this moment where we have people actually, you know, they have expensive phones, but they are living in rented apartments.
It's serious.
It's serious.
It's serious. So I have this quote: if your mobile device is not giving you money or giving you any project that you can get money from,
right,
then your mobile device is a liability. So you can
Yeah,
decide
wow.
to, if you're using an iPhone and all you do is to call people, you're not using it for any business deal,
you should get a
drop the iPhone and go get some
Save that cash for something.
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
Peter, can you tell us some of the ways which we can grow our financial concerns
exactly during this period?
Okay, so I believe you have to focus on service.
Okay.
Focus on serving others.
Okay.
So companies are laying down workers.
Right.
Companies are shutting down, but I believe there are people who will be promoted.
Yes.
Okay.
Because they are good at what they do.
Exactly.
They're able to serve well. So once we focus on service, once we focus on serving others, becoming solution to people around us.
Okay.
In as much as the money, we don't know where the money is going. We will still be getting the money. So I always say that you have to follow the money by positioning yourself right. Where the people is where the money is. So in this whole pandemic, the people, you know, government has banned this social gathering and all that. People don't go to the restaurant and all that.
Exactly.
So now we have to think in a way, where are the people?
So you get your stuff delivered to all. However, you can find a way to get the food to them or whatever, you just do it.
Sure. So now the people are online.
So you have to
go online.
Regardless if you are not conversant with either technology or whatever.
Go online.
Go online.
Go online. Because that's where the people are.
Right.
And where the people are is where the money is.
Because I feel in as much as some people are complaining about how it has hit their businesses and all of that, there are people who are also benefiting.
Sure.
Yes.
So we have no excuse.
Sure.
Wow.
So we have to focus on serving others, following the money by positioning ourselves right. Go where the people are. Let's go digital. Yes. And once we do that, if you are a kinky seller, I believe you can build an app for it so that people can order it and then you get it delivered to them.
Exactly.
So I'm talking about sorry, I'm not cutting you. I'm talking about the kinky seller. I was online and I realized someone has gone to bottle wachi. they call it
Sure.
wache in a jar.
Sure.
You understand? Some people were actually like, they feel it's not cool. For how long has it been there? And some people like, it's cool. People were tasting it and all that. I'm like, this is actually a way of reaching people. You understand? Instead of having
Exactly. I think people, you know, I won't say Ghanaians, people will actually fight against anything that is foreign. New.
Yes,
Yes.
new.
Yes.
But once you stand your
Yes.
ground and know, well, like she's
Sure.
talking about the wache
In the jar.
Sure.
I mean, it's solving a number of solutions, our ecosystem
Sure.
and all of that. You know,
Sure.
so we don't get to use the plastics and
Rubber.
all of that. And they are not saying that eat it in a jar. But when this thing actually came out, the way they were actually backlashing the person on Twitter. So like you're saying, let's not take decisions or financial decisions to impress anyone.
Sure.
During this period.
Sure.
Anyway, I mean, we can't go on and on, but maybe you have some final words to say to our people and even us here.
Okay.
During this period, your last word. Just look into the camera there and then talk to us.
Okay, sure. So I will start with a story.
Okay.
So there is this a story was once told where a father used to stay with his 2 sons.
Right.
Okay.
This father was an alcoholic father. He lived a shameful life, a miserable life, and the kids has no option, but they have to live with their father.
Yeah.
So at age 30, one became a successful businessman,
Right.
Okay.
and the other became an alcoholic. So when they were asked, how did you end up this way? The successful businessman was like, because of my father's situation,
Right.
I didn't want to end up like my father. And the other one also said, because of my father's situation,
Yeah.
I end up like my father. So in the midst of COVID-19, we don't have control over COVID-19. We cannot change this situation. We all find ourselves in this crisis. But I believe our thought, our perception, our mindset
Yeah.
will determine how successful we come out of COVID-19. So just like the story, we need to end up successful like the successful businessman.
Wow.
Our actions, our decisions should move us ahead in the midst of this whole pandemic.
Well,
Sure.
thank you very much, Peter Kojo Asarinyako. I mean, it's been quite enlightening, and if there's one thing I've actually taken from this, it's not to spend to impress.
Sure.
I mean, anyways. All right, so viewers, you heard it for yourself. It's just simple. Just know the right financial decisions you are making during this period, because we are not in the normal times. We call it the new normal. So save wisely and don't spend too much. If you're using an iPhone and say sell go buy.
Go drop it.
All right, so thank you very much for your time. We want to say a very big thank you to you for making time to watch this show, and of course a big thank you going out to our production team for always making this show a success. And let's not forget the gentleman who made us look very cool today. Yes, for the best and affordable quality tie-dye shirts, just look no further, just one place, which is tie-dye Fair on Instagram, and of course on Facebook is KF Mixed Shirts. The number to call is 0245-829-565. The number again, 025-829-565. And if you are outside Ghana, all you need to do is to prefix the number with the country code +233. My name has been Eugene Evans, and as always, I've been doing this with the ever beautiful.
Of course, I am Okoma Gifty. You can follow me personally on my Instagram handle at gifty_ada. Meet you sometime next week.
Bye.